All right, as you can tell, I'm a Mets fan. And when the Yankees lose and the Mets win, it's a good day. And Mets split a doubleheader today on Monday. But the Yankees, watching this game tonight, Domingo Germán, who's not pitched well, was basically throwing a one-hitter into the ninth inning. Now, the Yankees had a pretty rough road trip. They went 2-5 in Minnesota and in Texas. They lost 3 out of 4 to the Rangers. They looked pretty bad. They lost the last 3 games in Texas. They didn't look good. And I was watching this game. Germán was pitching great into the ninth inning. He got the first out. He gave up a single. Aaron Boone came out, hit the showers. They brought in the reliever, Clay Holmes. I'm going to point something out about Clay Holmes. Prior to him coming to the Yankees, he was a terrible reliever. He was terrible with the Pirates until 2021. He was pitching okay, and then they brought him in. He pitched well. But, you know, in the games that I've seen when the Mets have played the Yankees, he's not pitched well. And obviously, that's continued. I was looking at his numbers. The bullpen for the Yankees has been pretty good, except for him. Relatively effective. Now, the Yankees starting pitching, aside from Jared Cole, he's 5-0 with an ERA a little over 1. The pitching that has been terrible. Even Nestor Cortez, he's not pitched like an all-star at all. He's been terrible. And he got beat up pretty good in Texas. And the rest of the rotation has not been much better, to be honest with you. Clark Schmidt's pitched terribly. Germán's pitched terribly. They've had this kid, Johnny Brito, as you know. They've had injuries to this pitching staff. But they're in a lot of trouble. And they don't play inspired baseball at all. Now, like I said, they play very listless baseball, and it shows. Now, they had 2 runs in this game, but they've not been really played with that much inspiration behind them. They've been flat as a pancake. I know that the Yankee fans are beside themselves about this team. I thought it was interesting that Aaron Hicks got the last out in this game. Why is he still here with the Yankees? Why is he still with the Yankees? Can somebody explain that to me? He's hit 159. I know one thing. If George Steinbrenner were the owner, he'd be gone. He would have been released a long time ago. Or he would have been traded. I know if Steve Cohen was the owner, he'd be gone. Hal Steinbrenner is not his fault. He's not even Steve Cohen. At this point, he's become like Fred Wilpon, Jeff Wilpon. You know, a lot of people have said over the last year that the Yankees are probably going to get sold. I've heard that. I know there was a hot rumor last summer, at the end of the summer, that Apple was going to buy the Yankees. And then the Yankees sort of had to put out a press release saying that they weren't going to sell the team, that they loved the team, that they've been in the business of baseball for 50 years, but it didn't look like it to me. But anyway, be that as it may, their best player, I'm watching the highlights here on the side here, their best player, Aaron Judge, is on the injured list with a strained hip. That is not good. He's 31 years old, he's having hip problems. I know one thing, if he was a horse, they would have shot him already. You know, prior to last year, he was always hurt, you know. And just looking at his numbers are not what they were last year, obviously. He's got 6 home runs and 17 RBIs, I saw. So his numbers are not great. And all I've been hearing for the last 2-3 years is how great he is, and he's the best power hitter in baseball. Meanwhile, over on this side of town, Pete Alonso has led baseball in home runs, RBIs, and it's even with the 60-plus home runs last year of Aaron Judge. Pete still leads him. by a healthy margin. Both for the RBIs and the home runs. So he's hurt. His production really wasn't what it was last year. I didn't think he was going to do what he did last year. That was a career year. And I'm sure that's taken a lot out of him. I mean, we saw that in the playoffs. He didn't have a very good playoff run after the regular season was over. And he struggled to get to 63. Or 62, rather. The rest of the offense. Rizzo's been okay. For a guy that seems to be a little bit older as a player. Torres has been okay. He's above average as a second baseman offensively. Anthony Volpe has been below average. He hasn't been that great. They can be very patient with him because the Yankee fans have been complaining about him not being here for a while. And for like a long time, the Yankees really didn't have a shortstop. He's got speed. They keep leading him off. I don't know if you want to keep leading him off at this point. DJ LeMahieu, I think he's kind of past his prime a little bit. Like I said, the outfield is a mess without Aaron Judge. You play Aaron Hicks as much as they do, you're not going to win. It's just not a great offense. If they don't hit home runs, and we learned this about the Yankees for the last few years, when they don't hit home runs, they don't win. Now, it's fun to watch as a Met fan because we get to see the Yankee fans suffer. They deserve it. To be honest with you. Let them write to me here and tell me about the 27 champions. It's irrelevant to today. They haven't been to the World Series since 2009. They went a full decade without going to the World Series, which never happened prior to Babe Ruth. From Babe Ruth on, they've been to the World Series in every single decade, except for 2010 to 2020. And that's very telling as to where the Yankees organization is, because they used to be the gold standard. That's all we heard about all these years. The gold standard. There's no gold standard anymore. They're high-priced, overpaid. I know that a lot of Yankee fans don't like the manager. I have some family members that don't like him, did not want him to become a long-term answer for the Yankees as manager. And then he talks about, they got to do a better job. Oh, duh, that's your job, is to push your team. And the fact they have Luis Rojas as their third-base coach and on their coaching staff, that's great. Because we know about Lou, he was a mediocre manager with the Mets, pretty bad manager. Oh well. Well, my little I'm going to keep goofing on the Yankees. The Yankees are a lot of fun to goof on, especially their fans. So I'll have other videos on the Yankees. Keep losing. I love when the Yankees lose. Again, when the Mets win and the Yankees lose, it's a good day. Thank you. Please subscribe to Baseball Hut 2. Thank you, and I'll see you later.